Okay. So I think we were discussing about reading the data from the CSV file, right? Okay. I've told you like many options to I mean, there are two different options actually to read the data from the CSV file. One is spark.read.format also we can use. Read.format of also we can use. Or second one is like spark.read.csv of also we can use. Any of the thing is okay. Okay, so I'm just removing. Okay, I'm just reading the. So we'll try to understand some more options today, and I'll tell you how to unload the data from the data frame, how to generate the file out of it. So that also I'm going to discuss. Okay, okay. So for that, I'll just try to. Okay, let me open my document. CSV reading. Okay, just a second. So infer schema we have already discussed, right? Delimiter we already discussed. And infer schema we have already discussed. And quote also we have already discussed. Escape also. Escape means like sometimes you'll get the data like this in your data in your file source file, I can say. So if at all if you want to escape them, right, then we have to use the escape character as backslash, so that you'll get it reads the data properly. That is what they're trying to say here. See, just to this is not an actual comma. So source stream actually sends to escape this particular comma, they send this backslash character actually. So now you have to understand. Now you have to understand the data properly, and you have to give that option in this in the CSV file options. Okay, okay. And the next one is let me try to have this particular data in CSV file. Uh, let's see how it is actually reading the data here. Okay, just a second. Data sets CSV. So do we have that file here? NAN file we have already. NAN demo. Okay. So let me try to read the data from this particular file. Let me copy the file name. So just copy this one and just go there and try to give that file name and see how it is reading the data if I don't use anything. Okay. So this is my file actually. Let me read the data from this one and see. This is that. Okay. I think I'm giving actually pipe symbol as a delimiter. That is the reason why it is reading like that. So my point is actually here. My data is like this: 1 John 50K, 2 the name is missing actually. It should show as a null. Whether it is treating as null or not, we need to understand. So 3 alias NAN. NAN is nothing but a not a number. 4 uh, Bob and 80K I'm giving here. So second record actually it has to understand as a null record. So without giving any option whether it is reading or not, we'll try to understand. Okay. So let me execute this one and see here. Option codes I've already given, right? See, it is reading directly like null here. And if at all, if you want to mention null, if at all, if you want to treat in any other way, you can mention that too actually here. Okay, sorry. Where is that option? So null value, NA also we can treat. By default, it treats actually null value as a null only. So let's say if at all, if you want to treat it as a NA, right, then you can happily write that one as well. So let me try to copy this particular option from here. So copy this and give it here. So by default, it is treating that as a null. So let me give this one. Null value, it is treating as a NA. It should treat as an NA now. The CSV, right? Okay, let me go ahead and read the options here. Yeah, NaN value, right? Null value. Yeah. So set the string representation of null value since 2.2 null value option applies to all the supported data types, including string type. Null value. We can take this one. I don't know why it is not working here. Null value off, right? One second, one second. Data frame reader only. Where is that null value? Yeah, null value equal to none. By default, it is none. None is nothing but null here. But we can give something NA here so that it reads that one as a, uh, it should read like NA only here. Let me check that one just a second. Why it is opening all these things here? Just a second. Okay, so this is what I'm just trying to take here. That is correct only. NA, it should treat as,
Um,
I'm removing
m-
this option here. Header
Maybe
equal to
we have
true.
to
It's not
sh-
taking NA. Yeah.
we have to make it separate, right? We have to close the CSV file, close there, and dot.
I didn't get you. Come again.
No, in the CSV only you have mentioned, right? Is it? It has to be in a separate column. You have to close the brackets and as the option.
Here
No,
also we
yeah.
can mention. Here also options also we can mention, right? Anything is okay.
Okay, in the same CSV.
Say, see inside CSV also you can mention it. No problem.
Okay.
That is also fine. Okay. You want me to use that one outside?
Yeah, that's what
Outside,
maybe.
I don't think so. It works here. Let me try to take that. Okay. I'll check that one. Don't worry. Okay. So I think I need to take the right file here to handle that. I'll check that one. Don't worry.
Okay.
Null value. So NA it should read, right? So put comma here. So null value, since it is a property, we need to keep it in a single quotes here. Now let me execute this one. Still it is stating as a null value only. Okay, I'll check that option. Even I'm not sure like why it is showing like that. So that is also one of the option actually we use. How do you want to treat your null values in the CSV file? So that is what we actually consider. Okay. So NANs also we can consider sometimes actually not a number like uh, not a number is nothing, but this is a number column. But if you don't give the proper number column, you'll get the output value as the NAN actually. NAN full form is not a number. So you can handle that NAN values also using, if at all, if you want to replace that one with some value, right? You can happily take that one. So not number values, you can consider as a NAN. Or if at all, if you want to treat it as a something else, you can treat it actually. Okay, so that also we can use. We don't use this one much, but still have an idea on, just try to have an idea on this one. So, and the next one that I used in real time is mode. Okay. When I say mode, okay, there are three different options are there in the mode actually. One is permissive, second one is drop malformed, third one is fail fast. Okay. I'll just try to use here by taking the CSV file again. ID name, date. I think I've taken here the ID name, salary, John D. Okay. Now let me try to take the. I think we already have the file like this, right? So what I will do is I'll just try to use the option mode equal to drop malformed. Okay. That is what I'm going to take now here. So I'll remove this option here. Okay. So mode equal to drop malformed. The meaning of this one is if the records are corrupted or if the records are not properly aligned, okay, just drop them. Bad records in our simple language, I can say bad records. Drop the malformed records. Okay, by default, it is permissive actually. This is the one. This is the default option. So by default, it allows the like bad records. But if you don't want to take them to the data frame or if you don't want to carry them to your target, then simply drop them while reading itself, while reading the data from file itself. Or if you don't want to do anything, whenever it finds actually um, bad records, if at all if you want to fail that command, then you can use fail fast as well. So we use this option actually in one of the project as well. The the point was actually if you find any bad records, right, we have to stop the execution. So that was the requirement. In that case, we used actually fail fast is the option. Okay. Now let me take one sample file here. So I think we already have this employee code one, right? So let me copy the same file name and try to read the data from that. Okay, so this is the one actually, employee code.csv. So just read without this one, you try to read the data, and with this one, try to read the data. So I'm just doing the control X here and try to read the data from this one and see what is happening here. Yeah, see how this is reading the data like this. Because here in the file, you see here in the file actually, this is one record I know. This is first name and this is last name. First name, last name. Here, I don't see any last name here. So first name and last name are actually separated by comma. But since you have given option, since you're giving option as delimiter as comma, and by default it is considering as a comma here, it is not taking these values as three columns. It is considering as a four different columns. Okay, so how it is treating this kind of records actually by default it is allowing here. Now the moment I add this particular option here, Control Z. Okay, now see how it is treating this. See, it is dropping the records or not. First two records are dropped or not here. These two are the bad records actually from my file. So I'm simply dropping them here itself. Okay, see if you don't mention anything, let's say I'm giving here permissive. This is the option actually. That means permit the values, don't worry. Even it is a wrong, don't worry, you allow the values. You read the data, no worries. That is what the meaning of this. A drop malformed is you drop the records if you feel it is a bad record. Okay, so last one is fail fast actually. So I'll just use this option here, fail fast. Let me execute this one. See, the command is actually throwing error here. And it is saying that clearly, somewhere it is, yeah, encountered error while reading the file. This one, see the details. Okay, so actual error also it will, yeah, see, to process the malformed records as a null result, try setting the option mode as a permissive. Otherwise, what will happen, see here, malformed records are detected in the record while parsing the records. This is what the actual error message. Okay, clear with this? Clear or not?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But sure, one doubt.
Uh-huh.
Now here we have only 4 5 records, so we'll know which records is getting this
Hmm.
different kind of errors. If we
Mm-hmm.
have a huge record, how will I identify it? Because after getting error, we'll get to know, right? Then
Ah,
we'll use these functions.
yeah, correct. Then what you need to do is you need to do minus of the without permissive and with this one and do minus records and load them into separate table, all the bad records.
Okay.
And you need to send it to source team saying that, okay, today as part of the incremental load or full load, we got these many bad records. You please try to correct them from your end, like send us the new file so that we load the data into our tables.
Okay.
Okay,
Shiva, in
that is
fail
only the
first,
option. Hmm.
we will get only this error only,
Error,
right?
that's it. Yeah.
That's it, right?
Error, that's it. It doesn't do anything. If it finds
Okay.
bad record, simply it will throw an error, exception, that's it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, see, while reading the data, you give this option. If it is throwing exception, you try to handle it. I mean, okay. So you can say that, okay, you'll go and update the control table saying that, okay, file has duplicate, file has like bad records. Okay, you don't process that one actually. See, in real time, we don't write only these two commands. After this one, we'll try to write this command in a try and except block. If it is any exception while reading the data, okay, then we need to go on and update the control table or audit table saying that. So you cannot not able to read the data from so and so file because of the bad records, and don't process that one. It doesn't process any data after that, and it will come out of that loop, and you'll update. You can trigger the automated email also to the source stream saying that, okay, we got these many bad records. That we can do automation actually with the help of Python and PySpark commands combination. Okay. Can you guys do that one tomorrow? What I need from you is you try to take the try and exception block here. You try to take some records, and I want only the bad records from the file. If it is throwing exception, actually, I need bad records. Load them into separate data frame. Bad records only into separate data frame. Now I wanted to trigger an email from that. To take your Gmail as an endpoint. Okay, so you need to like read first 10 records from the data frame, and you need to trigger an email to the business users or source team. Can you guys do that one? That is also one of the real-time example only. Nothing wrong in doing that one.
You mean bad records we need to send email?
Bad records in a table format in a HTML code, little bit 1 or 2 lines of HTML code you need to write. Take it from the ChatGPT or somewhere from the internet. You try to put them in a table format in the email itself and send them. That's it. Just a sample records, just 10 record. Or you can do one thing also. Extract that bad records from the file, uh, create a CSV, separate CSV file, and attach that CSV file to the email. That also we do sometimes in real time. We do that really in real time. We attach that bad records directly to the source stream.
Okay.
Got my point?
Shiva, yeah, CSV we can write it. And table, how can we load it here?
No, table format. Table is not required, right? So
Not
you
required,
need to
yeah.
generate a like CSV file out of it.
CSV file, and we can attach that
Attach that
CSV
one to the
file
email.
and trigger email.
You create a separate function that one to do that activity, and whenever you get an exception, and you try to trigger that function. That's it.
Yeah.
Got my point?
Yeah.
I mean, start doing that coding. Actually, you'll get habituated to the coding slowly. Got the point here? Okay. Yeah. So that is the requirement. And next, moving on. Yeah. So next, data writing, guys. So reading is over. See, there are other options are also there. The one I've discussed so far are the mostly used options, I can say. If at all, if you want to go through all the other options, you take the sample files out of it and try to play with the options that you have in the CSV. To be frank, we don't use all these options actually in real time. Only the required, I mean, based on the requirement, we'll come and actually read the documentation, and we'll see which option is suitable for our requirement, and based on that we'll use and we'll fulfill our requirement. That's it. Okay, so if you want to understand more about that one, just try to come to the documentation, try to read the documentation from here, and just try to play with that one. That's it. Okay, clear with that?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so reading is done. Now how we can write the data. Once you read the data from the CSV, and you have to do some transformations out of it. And after that, you have to write the data to target. Target can be file. Target can be table. Target can be anything, I can say. Okay. Now, how do we do that one? So that is what I've already told you, different options to write the data. So the first option is actually df dot write dot options. If at all, if you want, you can use whatever the options are there for reading. Similar kind of options are also there for the writing as well. I told you already in the documentation, these options actually, wherever you see read / write, those options you can use for writing as well. Or if at all, if you want to understand data frame writer. Okay, now let me try to show you that one. In the documentation itself. So in place of reader, I'll just try to take here writer here. Okay. So this is the one actually. This is the one I'm trying to refer. So data frame writer dot CSV. So all these options you can use. So path means to which path actually you wanted to write the data. Mode means I'll tell you what do you mean by mode. you wanted to compress the data or not? Yes. So while unloading the data, what separator you wanted to use? You wanted to use the code character in that particular file or not? So you wanted to use any escape character in the file. Okay. You wanted to unload with the header or not? So how do you want to treat the null values in the data frame? So any escape characters are there. So like that, whatever the option is suitable for your requirement, you try to take that particular option and play with that one. Okay. So I'll tell you the mostly used options at this point of time. That is path, mode, compression also sometimes we use, separator also we use, and header also we use actually. These options are mostly used options, I can say. Okay. So path anyway we have to use. That is the mandatory. We have to do that. Okay. So first I'm trying to say that okay, read header true here. Dot CSV also we can use. Or I told you already we have an option format of CSV. Dot save also we can use. Anything is okay. Both are same only. So while writing also, see, while reading actually, spark dot read dot you used to write, right? You used to use, right? Now, while writing, the data is in the data frame actually. Now you have to write the data in the file format. In which file format? CSV format, file format. That is the reason why I'm just trying to use that API here. Okay. Okay. Now I think I already have that one. Just before your class, I've written one sample line actually. I'll just try to use that one here. Yeah. So this is the line actually. Where is that? Yeah. This is the line actually I've written here. So I think in last session, the writing was not working, right? So that was because of the my environmental variable setting. Okay. That was because of the environmental variable setting. So I set it properly now. Now it is working. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I have the data actually. Whatever the data I read from this one, instead of this one, I'll just try to read actually employee file only because I wanted to play with this data. Okay. So no bad records are there, I guess here. Let me try to read the data from this file, first of all. So I think the delimiter is actually pipe symbol here and read it one more time. Yeah. So no bad records are there in this file. Even I use actually fail fast here. It's not failing here. That means all are good records only. And one more thing is I wanted to write the same data as is into my target actually. My target is in the same directory. I created one folder called output here. So there I have to unload my data. Okay. So df dot data frame, whatever data frame contains some 100 records or 200 records or 1 million records, right? That it will try to write it. Okay, df dot write dot mode of. So here in the mode, we have different options are there. I'll just try to show you that one as well. So let me go back to my PPT. Where is that Spark Notes PPT? Read write API. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Yeah, this is the one. Hmm. So this is the option I was trying to talk. Okay. So we have mainly three different options are there. Four options are there, but mainly used ones are these three only. These two only I can say. Not we don't even use this one as well. Mostly either append or override. That's it. So I'll tell you with respect to table how it works, with respect to file how it works actually. Okay. So the first option is actually save mode, error if exist. This is the default one actually. This is the default option. Okay. So let me copy this one and try to play with this one and see what is happening here. In place of this override, I'm just trying to use here error if exist. Okay. While writing the data, error out if the error record exists actually. That's what I meant to say here. Now let me try to execute this one. Path already exists. Okay. So the problem with this one is actually with the error record and the other records actually, what Spark will do, it will try to create a new directory always when you try to write error if exist or append mode. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to go ahead and delete actually this particular folder. Where is that folder? Where is my data set actually? Datasets, CSV, output. I wanted to delete this folder because it is going to create that folder again. I'll tell you how to ignore that. Okay. Now, so I just deleted that folder from here. What I'm trying to do here is error if exists. I mean, and I'm just trying to create this folder here. Now see, it got created here. Okay. So if you want to see whether it really executed or not, see execution symbol is gone here. That means it got executed. Now it would have created back at definitely the folder called output. So just now it has created 2158. So output, it has created this particular file. It has created the CSV file because I used in my command actually format of CSV or CSV of also we can use. In any API is okay, guys. Format of CSV is also okay, or write dot mode dot CSV of this particular path also we can use. Okay. If you're using format, you need to use the save option. If you're using CSV, directly we can mention the path. Anything is okay. Both are same only. There is no performance difference. There is no only syntax is changing here. That's it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so format of CSV, I intentionally told to my Spark to generate CSV file here, save in this particular path that. So that is the reason why it is trying to save that one. Whether it is really creating a CSV file or not, we'll try to understand here. So this is the CSV file. So don't try to understand why it is not generating the header part and the other things because we did not give much options here. So we are trying to understand only how we can write the data to a particular path. That's it. See, in real time, in place of this local path, you'll be having either S3 path or blob path or something else, like depending on the downstream. So sometimes you will be having actually the table as well. So if you're writing the data to the table, df dot write dot mode of append or overwrite, whatever we use, dot save as table we use. Save as table. In place of CSV dot save as table we use. So that it will write the data to the that CSV file. Sorry, that table actually. You're writing the data to the like Azure SQL, or you're writing the data to the Snowflake, or that depends on the database that you're trying to use. Okay, getting my point?
Yes, sure.
Mm. Okay, okay, moving on here. Uh, okay. So we are trying to understand this option, right? Where is that option? Yeah. So error if exists, if any errors are there, like it will try to throw error when saving the data frame to source. If data already exists in an exception it accepted to be thrown. The folder is already exist actually, then it will try to throw it. That's what they're trying to say. Okay. Now we'll try to use append. Now what happens if you use the append here? So let me use here append option. Okay. Mostly we don't use this error if exist. Guys, don't worry. Okay. The one we use mostly is append option. So append is quite equivalent to insert command in your SQL, I can say. Okay. Mode of append. I know this folder already exists. Once again, if I try to execute, see here, observe one thing here. In my output folder, I have only one CSV file, and that too, it got created at 2158, 958. Okay. Now, once again, if I try to execute this command and see what is happening here. Yeah, it got executed. Now go and see here. One more file got added now. That is at 2201. That is just now at 1001 now. See, that output file is actually keep on appending to the directory. That's what the meaning of append here. See, even in the SQL also, you whether the data is there or not in the table, if you insert the data, will it be inserted or not? Same way here also. Whether the file exists or not, if the folder is there, it will simply, if the folder is not there, it will try to create it. Okay, let me try to check that one as well. So let me try to delete this folder. Output folder I'm trying to delete here. Delete here. Yes, it got deleted. Now I'll try to execute the same command here. See here, it got executed. If the folder is not there, it will try to create and it will try to insert the file into that location. Okay. Once again, if I try to execute this command, one more file got appended to the same file, same folder, I can say. Same data we are writing. That's okay.
Shiva, how to identify the file appended?
Mm, one way is actually by using the timestamps only we can We'll come to know. Based on this option only, we can say that okay, the files are keep on appending to that particular folder. Okay.
Why Shiva? Append required. It's the same data you are using. I mean, if new data is comes, we have to insert the same file itself, right?
I mean, see, that is also one of the options they have given. If you have any requirement, then you go ahead and use this option. There is no compulsion to use this particular option to unload the data to the targets.
In real time, we can use.
We will use this append option for the tables actually. Mostly in my project actually, we create the snapshots of the source data. We take the snapshot of the source data. We'll simply dump the data to the target tables. We use df.write.mode of append here in place of this one actually save as table, the table name we give, so that it keeps writing the data to the target tables.
Yeah, that's what. It's the same table only. You guys are adding the data, right?
Correct. With
But
the
here,
different as of dates.
yes. But here, it's creating a new file every time.
Hmm. New file, yeah, that's correct only. Even in the case of table also, whatever the data is there in the data, we would keep appending the data to the target table, right? Right?
I think Shiva, like Informatica any ETL tool, right? We can select the append option, but if any new records, then only it will append. Otherwise, it will
No,
not
no, no,
append.
no. It's that append is different. Append is nothing but blind insert, I can say.
Line insert here it is doing.
So do not think about the table has records or not. Simply go ahead and like dump the data to the table. That's it. That's the meaning of append, I can say. Convinced now? Bharat?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sure.
See, my point is actually, if you want to keep on append the data to your target tables, go ahead and use this one. Or if any of your downstreams are saying that okay, do not overwrite any data, so keep like writing the files every day to that so and so folder, so that we'll pick up the latest file from that location. If they say like that, then you can use this option also, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So that is also one of the options. So we will not come to we don't know like how downstream gives the requirements to us.
We can manage the naming convention, append.
I'll come to that point also. Okay. Now, whenever you write the data, see automatically one success file and one CRC file and one success.crc and file name also you see here part underscore part hyphen 000 hyphen some number you're getting, right? So this is actually a transaction number or like that what I can say uh, what I can say is process ID I can say.
Query
Okay.
ID seems like.
Kind of thing. Okay. So when you try to generate multiple files, you know what will happen? Let's say in a single transaction, your this Spark command is generating multiple file means part hyphen 00001 first file is actually 0 and second file is actually last at the 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Multiple files it will try to generate. You know why it is generating actually part hyphen 000 00000 files? Any guess here? Any guess here?
Sorry, Shiva, can you come again?
So why it is like having the naming convention part anyway, partition that we know. Hyphen, why do we get actually? Okay, let me try to read the data from the bigger file. Okay, I'll do one thing. I have one bigger file actually. Let me try to show you that one. This is the one actually, products. So rename, copy this file and try to, in place of this, you just try to give this one and read the data. Yes. Now we have to give actually here
Delimiter comma.
delimiter as comma so that it reads the data properly. Yes. It is not because like a huge number of columns are there. That is the reason it is not showing properly here. But that's okay. You don't need to worry about that one. And I told you already, it has millions of records. And I told you already, show by default actually shows the 20 records only. So this is the proof for that one. Okay, and that too it is truncating the data right here. It's not showing everything from the every column, right? The full data it is not showing, right? It is truncating the data, right? Because of the truncate by defaults false, right? That is the reason it is showing that one. Okay, true. Sorry. Okay, that is the reason it is not showing the full data here. Otherwise, if you use truncate equal to false, then it will show the full data here. Okay, anyway, we don't use that option much actually. Don't worry about that one. My point is actually, so I wanted to delete this particular folder here, output folder. Okay. Uh, Delete. Yes. Now let me go and execute this one. Yeah, it got, now it is executing. See here. So since it has huge volume of data, it took some time actually to do that, complete that activity. Now in the output folder, see how many part files we got. What is this actually? And everything got at the same point of time. You see? You observe that?
Yeah, many executors have been given as 8.
Parallel threads. See,
Yeah,
Spark is meant for parallelism, right? See, it
understood.
is since I have 8 threads here, 8 logical cores in my system. See, in real time, it divides the data based on the size actually. But here, since it is a standalone Spark and that too, like a single node cluster, right? Single node system, right? That is the reason it is behaving in this way. But in real time, it generates the 256 or like 120 MB. What is the default size? 128 MB, right? So
Yes.
128 MB block files it generates actually. So I've seen this behavior many times in real time. Okay.
Yeah. Now, one doubt, all these 8 files will lead equals to one file, right? Actual file.
Yeah, correct. Correct. The actual file size is almost, let me show you the actual file size here. Uh, I don't want
If
to
you
go
wa-
back here.
no,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
If
Go ahead, you're saying.
you want to load in the table, it
Uh,
won't be like that, right? In the single table, it will load
it
all
writes
the
the
8.
data to the target table normally. It won't behave like this. Where is this? Okay. Now data sets, CSV. Now this file has almost 2 million records, I guess. The actual file size is 311 MB. 311 MB, it has divided by 8, and each file size we got as like this 40 MB, 40 MB. Equally, see, it
Okay.
is distributing equally right here. It is distributing equally or not?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you like multiple use cases here. Okay, now my point is actually what I wanted to show here by taking the bigger file is Spark runs with the Spark like actually does the parallel operation here. I mean, multiple executors work on the data and they generate the files parallelly. That's what I wanted to show you first point. And if they don't maintain this naming convention, like let's say 00000, 00001, sorry, 00001, 00002, 00003. If they don't maintain the naming convention like this, let's say we have only part underscore this transaction number. Okay. Then every time, every other, okay, first thread actually generated one file. What happens if other threads are also generating the same file? It will overwrite, right? Other threads will overwrite the previous thread files, right?
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So that is the reason why it actually generates the naming convention like this. Okay, 5 digit number it maintains actually. See, if it is generating 100 file, it keep increasing the numbers here so that it will not overwrite the files when the parallel files are generated here. That's what the meaning of this. Did you get my point? Others?
If you can run again, it will generate 8, 9, 10 like that.
Okay, let me test that one. Good question. Okay, so let me execute this one and see what is happening here. See, part file with the transaction number is changing right here. Same number only, Same numbers only, but transaction number is different, right? See, for
Yeah,
every
transaction.
execution, the transaction number varies, right? Now it is differentiating, right? Properly. Within the same transaction, definitely it will not generate the same part underscore 00000. Definitely. It will keep increasing the numbers here. Got my point?
Each file size, maximum size 128 MB.
128 MB, yes.
Now 40 MB.
Now 40 MB because like 8 threads are there, right? All 8 threads are equally distributing the data. So that is the reason why you observe one thing here. First 7 threads are actually maintaining the like equal size, and remaining whatever the remaining size is there, right? That it is giving to the last thread. That is 36 MB only. See, did you observe the same kind of behavior in Snowflake as well? In the data unloading part, I've explained the similar kind of concept. Did you remember that?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Can
Equally
we make
simple.
it single file?
Yes. I'm coming to that point only now. Okay. So in real time, let's say my downstream is saying that, hey, I don't need. Okay. I'll come to that point. Before I go and understand about that concept, I wanted to make you understand about actually overwrite as well. Okay. So overwrite. You know what happens here in the case of append? If the file is not there, if the folder is not there, it is actually creating that folder and it is keep on appending the data, right? Now, if you try to execute this one and see what is happening, it is every time it will try to overwrite that particular folder. Okay, now see it got executed just now. Just now it got executed. See the files got generated at 22:15, that is 10:15. It is overwriting, that means it is indirectly, the command is equivalent to truncate and load in your SQL. When you write overwrite and when you write save as table, it will truncate the table actually. Got it what I'm trying to say, or like confusing here? Overwrite is nothing but if the folder already exists, it will try to drop that folder and create a new one. If the folder is not there, it will try to simply create that and write the data to that. That's it.
Just replace.
Replace it. Yes. So if you want to truncate the target table and load it every time, then use the overwrite option. If you don't want to truncate the target table and keep appending the data to the target table, if you want to keep inserting the data into the target table, then use the append option. That's it. These two options we use mostly 99% of the cases. 99%, I'm telling you.
We should careful about overwrite.
We have to be very careful, guys. We have to be very careful.
Shiva, like it because of number of cores, this is 8 process, right? So 8 files is generated and append. So each partition size by default is something 128 MB, right? So where can I check that?
If you really, I mean, we need to download that at least 1 GB file so that I can demonstrate that. I cannot do that one at this point. Okay, I'll try to do that one maybe in the next class. Is that okay?
But it will create 8 partitions, right? As per your core system, this one it will create 8 partitions. Even the partition size
No. First, it will try
28.
to like unload 128 MB file. It will try to distribute the data. If it is more beyond that, actually, in the next thread, it will try to move in.
Okay. But in our if 128 MB, I don't know, in your system 120, but it will distribute it to 8 partitions, right? 8 files, it's 8 MB.
See,
So even
that's what I'm telling you. Every time the behavior is not like in my system,
not like
because I used maximum number of systems here while creating the Spark. I think I did not mention that one. Okay, I'll show you that option in the Databricks. Actually, it doesn't behave like that. Okay, so it generates the 128 MB files only. Okay, since I have like 8 threads here, they are equally distributing. That is what I can say at this point of time.
Yeah, irrespective of partition size, by default, based on the number of cores, it is equally distributing the
Correct.
data. Correct.
Okay. 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 So now edge cases I'll try to discuss here. Now my downstream is actually requesting, hey Shiva, don't send us like multiple files like this. Our application or our code cannot handle this one. If that is the requirement, what do we need to do? Now you know the option. You tell me what is that we need to do. We have to use
Merge.
one option here. What is that?
Merge.
We don't have
Single
merge
equal
option.
to
We
2.
haven't discussed it, right?
No, sorry. We
Single
already
equal to equal.
Collect.
I told you already. What is this coalesce of one option? If at all, if you want to decrease the number of partitions, then we have to use this one, right? Now, what happens if I use this option? df dot coalesce of one. That means in the data
Only one.
frame, parallelly work on that one and try to create it as a single partition and write that as a single file. Now, if I execute this one and see what is happening, of course, this will take some time because we are collecting as a single partition, right? So that is the reason it will take some time actually because we are processing 300 MB of data, right? So let me go ahead and see this one. Meanwhile, see, it has generated a single file or not. So 318 MB almost. Did you get? Now you got the use of this Colas of one here. Actual use case of Colas of one.
Okay.
Yes.
Number
So-
of partitions reduced to only one.
I didn't get to come again.
No, number of partitions reduced to one, right?
Reduced to
From
one. Correct.
Make it two and write it.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Now two files should be created.
In Snowflake, single equal to 2, right?
We use single equal to true option. Yes. So output. Now see, it is generated two files. So 161 MB, 157 MB.
Okay.
Almost 318 MB only, right?
320. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
This is what. So how many number of like whatever the number you are giving, based on that only number of files will be decided. Okay. Okay. So some people say that, hey, Shiva, we don't want this naming convention. We don't want this naming convention. I wanted to generate the file naming convention as products underscore, let's say, today's data. That is what my requirement. That is what my requirement. So in Spark, it is not possible directly. But what we used to do in real time is, before we write the data to the targets, actually, before we write the data to the target, what we do, we write the data with the help of pandas. The pandas, you can control the file naming convention. But in Spark, you cannot control actually the file naming convention. But one more approach is also there. In our project, actually, we are using this approach by generating the file. And after that, we are using Python code to rename these file names to the required file names. We generate a single file and we rename that one. We load this file into temporary folder and we rename that one. And we simply move that file from temporary folder to this file again back. Did you get my point? See, naming convention is not in your control. Spark, it is not possible. You cannot control the file naming convention here. But it is possible with the pandas. Clear?
Shiva, can you show me?
Okay. So if you want that one, I'll just take the perplexity help here. Okay. See, 2 CSV option is there, right? Writing data it is showing. See, the file also we can control here. Okay, so let me try to take that one here. So if you want, you can write it in Excel as well. So I'll tell you, we need to convert that into pandas data frames actually. I have Spark data frame. Need to write that data using pandas data frame. Now it is analyzing all these blocks and it will give you, see, two pandas command is there directly. Okay. Now Spark data frame, whatever it is there, I need to copy this one and I'll just try to give that one here. So I need to import the pandas as well, guys. Actually here, Spark df dot two pandas. So it creates actually backend pandas data frame. Okay. Otherwise it will not write this one. So Spark df is not the correct one, right? Okay. Now only df. So df, I'm just trying to take this one here. It has converted to pandas data frame now. Now what I need to do is I'll just go and take the write command as well. So write command is this one. So copy this and just try to give it here, the next cell, or in the same cell you can give it. So pandas data frame dot CSV file I'm writing here. So if at all, if you want to write in pandas, right, 2 CSV, 2 JSON, 2 XML, like that, 2 Excel, like that, different APIs are there in pandas. So we can use that existing pandas. And now output actually, we are not supposed to use like this. I'll just try to use actually copy this one and try to put it here, slash output.csv. So this is my naming convention. Okay. So index equal to false. Now I think it is writing the data slowly.
Shiva, what is that index false?
I think 1 second. Let me check. Even I'm not sure really. Index column to the output file.
Okay.
Okay. Without that option, with that option, we'll see what will happen here. Adding the index. Okay. Where is that file? Refresh. Still it is writing, I guess. Oh, I think some issue. 1 second. GC overhead limit option. So what I will do is I'll just try to read the employee file only. Okay, I don't want to take the bigger file here, emp.csv. Okay, now I need to take here this one, and once it got executed, now I'm just trying to write that one to pandas. Yeah, it has written here. Now let me go and check here. Refresh. See output file. See, we don't have here it has written single file, and the naming convention we are able to control it or not here. So whatever the name we are giving in the pandas data frame here, output.csv, same thing it has generated here. That is what I was trying to say. In pandas, you can control that, but in Spark, you cannot control that. So we used to do that one in two different ways. And I've seen both the cases in my real time. Especially coming to Spark in Databricks, actually, in one of my previous project, what did I do is, after generating this part file, I used to like load this one into temporary folder, and I used to change the name there itself, and I used to move that file to this location again. That is what I have to delete that temporary folder as well again. That's what I used to follow. Still, I have that piece of code with me. I'll get that snapshot tomorrow.
So
Okay.
once you loaded it, how you will merge it? Piece of code means you will do separate through Python.
Oh, 2-3 lines of Python code actually. Databricks commands only, not pure Python, Databricks and Python mix.
Okay.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
table also we can rename it, right?
Mostly we don't use that for tables.
Okay,
We don't
only
use that option.
is
See, for
CSV
tables,
JSON.
directly use the Spark options only. Don't go with the pandas, right?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. What else? Okay. I think we need to understand some of the options, right? Path we understood, mode we understood, right? And one more last option is there. Ignore option is there. We don't use this one, but I'll tell you. So ignore mode means when saving a data frame to a data source, if data already exists, save operation is expected not to save the contents of the data frame, not to change the existing data, because if the folder is already exist, actually, it will not overwrite anything actually. If the folder is not there, then only it will create a folder and write the data to that one. It understands that, okay, the 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 folder is already there. Okay. If the folder is not there, then only it will go ahead and create that. That is the meaning of ignore. If you want, I can execute that one as well. Okay. So instead of, okay, uh, this one, okay, two, let's keep it as is. Array. Ignore, right? See here. So currently in my output folder, there are three different files are there. Now, after executing this command, you observe here any change or not here. So do you see any change here? I'm just refreshing this one. Do you see any change here?
No.
No, because it is thinking that the data is already there in this folder. Why to disturb that? Okay, now what I will do is I'll just try to delete this folder here. Yes, I deleted that. Now, once again, I'll try to execute the same command here. Now see what is happening here. Now let me go and execute, see that output folder is created now, and it has created this part file. Clear with this? Ignore, don't worry, we don't use it much. I mean, nothing difficult to understand here. Ignore, if the folder is already there, then simply ignore that. Don't load anything. Okay. If the folder is not there, try to create that folder and dump the data to that folder. That's it. It is as equivalent as create table if not exist. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Hmm. Now let's say my file doesn't have any second, let me show you the output file. My file doesn't have a header, right? Now based on this one API details here, you just tell me which option will be helpful for us.
You mean I didn't get exact question? To load the
Sorry?
data?
Header equal to
I want header also in the file. Currently, I don't see any header.
Header is equal to true, you can make it.
Sorry?
header equal to
Header
none.
is equal to true.
None is there. By default, header is none, right? So, Harish, can you go on mute, please? Okay. Now, so if at all, if you want to use the options before the format, you can use, okay, dot option of, okay, or directly you can use this one also, CSV of also, okay. So since it is, we need to give a name, key value format here. So header also, I'm just trying to give it in a double quotes here, because this is a key, this is a value. I think 2 dots we got here. Now let me execute this one and see what is happening here. Oh, ignore, right? So I'll just try to use overwrite every time so that it creates a new folder. Okay. So it got executed now. And now this is my file just now, 22:33 means just now, the time you can see here. Now let me open this file here. Now we got the header as well here. Okay, now to my string columns, actually, I wanted to have double quotes to all my string columns.
No,
That's
one
my
doubt,
requirement.
Shiva. How it is defined the header here?
In the data frame, you already have the schema, right? In the data frame, you already have the schema, right? That
Okay,
schema
okay.
as it is written here.
Okay, sorry, sorry. You're writing the file, right?
I'm
Yeah,
writing
yeah,
the file.
understood.
See, if you want to have the custom schema, I think we can control that one like before this one. 2DF function is there actually that you can use. We can override with that. We use that one in our project actually. 2DF function. 2DF.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
So that is one thing. Okay. Now tell me, one more requirement is if I want to have double quotes around the string columns, then how do you manage that one? Which option will be helpful for us?
Quote on none.
Quote on.
Quote all means all the columns.
Quote none.
Quote none means like we can use this option here. What I will do is I'll just try to use this option as well. Where I'm executing here, right? So what I will do is I'll just try to take the same one. I wanted to show you with this one as well. CSV API as well. This is also similar to this one. I don't want to use this option here. Format of CSV, save as something, all those things, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to use. Directly, I can take the CSV option here. Now here, comma, header equal to true option. Oh, sorry, T capital. T should be capital here because it's a Boolean value, right? So, comma, what is that other option I was telling? Oh, sorry. What
Quote.
is that? Quote, right?
Quote
I'll
equals
just
to.
copy this one and this one I need to paste it here. So within single array, so what I will do is I'll use double quotes here. I'll use double quotes. So I'm telling to my Spark, hey, to all my string columns, put these double quotes. Okay. Overwrite mode only I'm using here. Execute this one. Okay. And see here, it has generated the file just now, 2235. Now, if I open this file in a notepad, yes, overwrite that particular file. Sorry, my bad. One second. No, no. Let me open this file again. Where is that one? Quote we didn't get, huh? We should get it actually. One second. We should get it. Quote equal to double. All the string columns, we can expect that one actually. That is what I'm expecting. One second. Data source options. Where is that quote option? Yeah. So even while writing also, you can set the single character used for escaping the quoted values where the separator can be a part of the value. Oh, okay. So what they're trying to say is like, let's say if you have handled this one, right? This one we need to use quote all. Mm, Let me check that one. Let me check that. Just a second. Just a second. Where is this? Or where I'm writing? Yeah, this is the one, right? Mm. Quote all equal to single quotes. I'm just trying to mention. Quote all by default will get what? One second. Let's see. That means something is wrong. Quote all. Writing only. Oh, false. Default false. That means we need to make it true. Quote all equal to true. True. Second. Yes. Now it is writing. Let's see whether it is really appending that double quotes or not. So it has generated the file just now. Let me open this one. And the problem with this one is the folder got deleted, right? Every time. It is saying that Yeah, see, double quotes we got. This is what I was expecting with the quote as well. Okay. See, if the downstream is expecting the data like this, then you can use this one as well.
It's coming all values.
All the columns, because quote all right to all the columns, irrespective of whether it is a string or not. Quote means it should, I mean, I was expecting actually only the string columns, the quote character, but I don't know why is it not giving that. It should give that. It should give that. I'm not sure why is it not working here. Within double quotes. Sorry. Arre. Single quote I'll give. Okay.
No, Shiva, quote equal to none, right? Quote equal to
See,
true.
none they have given right currently. Okay. Now let me. Array. No, we are not getting that. In the data, if you have comma, then only we'll get, I guess.
Earlier header equal to none. We take header equal to true.
That is fine. That we are taking header equal to true here. That is the reason we are. Okay, I'll check this option. Like, why are we not getting this? Okay. Yeah, so this is about the writing part, guys. See, if you want to explore more values, then you can come to the documentation and see the options here. And see, hardly 10 options are there. Just try to explore that one. Okay. This is about writing part. Okay, so tomorrow I'll tell you how to create the temporary views. Okay, or I'll start the Parquet file format as well. Okay.
JSON also, right? JSON file.
JSON also will discuss. Don't worry. Yeah. JSON is a very easy one. See, this is what I was telling you. Append, overwrite, ignore, error if exists, or error. Anything is okay. This is the default one actually.
Can you just add escape character and give the single quote?
I didn't get you. Come again. What do you want to do here?
Just try to add the escape character slash.
Okay. Okay. Where is that option? Escape character.
No, in the same, go to that right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, give a slash before that single quote.
Okay. Now let me execute this one. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So output refresh. It is irritating. Yeah, 1 second. No, we didn't get it actually. I need to check that one. While reading, actually, I use that option, but while writing, I never use that option actually. My understanding was actually whenever you unload the data, if at all, if you want to have the double quotes for string columns, you can use this option. That's what my understanding was actually. But I'm not sure why it is not working.
Quote, header, quote, single quote.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't need to spend much time on that one. I'll tell you. I'll try that one from my end. Okay. Yeah. So that's all, guys, for today. That is the writing part.